All right, everybody, welcome back to the Luck We Had, a shameless recap podcast.
I turned my air conditioning off.
We haven't talked in so long, so we're going to do a little catch up, and then we're going to talk about 911 for entirely too long, and then we're going to get into season 7 of favorites.
Yes! Well, because it's just, it's been a while since we've chatted, and so there's a lot of theories that have been passed around. And a lot of things that have happened, certain mustaches that have been grown.
Well, since we last spoke, let's go over world events since we last spoke. I got COVID for the first time ever. The Olympics happened. Mm-hmm. And, Joe Biden's not running for president anymore. Kamala Harris is running for president.
Oh, that happened. Wait, Trump assassination attempt, too, because that was the same week.
I was at a baseball game when that happened.
Oh, my God.
I was in the liquor store. And I looked up at the TV in the corner, and they were, like, showing the footage, and I was like, what?
We were at a baseball game, and my mom got the notification on her phone. And my dad, we were so into the game, my dad was like, is he dead? And she went, no. He went, then I don't fucking care.
It's like, whatever.
I was asleep on the couch in my, like, living room, and I woke up, and my roommate just, like, comes tumbling down the stairs, and she was like, Evan, Trump was shot. And I was like, is he dead? And she was like, no, he's just shot. And I was like, oh, I'm going back to sleep.
Yeah.
I was the first person to break it to several of my friends. Like, I literally was like, do you guys see? Like, Trump got shot.
I was asleep, bro.
And, like, with the Olympics, I don't know how much you guys have been paying attention. First of all, to the Algerian boxer that everybody was, like, saying that she was trans.
Yes, I did see that. And she's suing Elon Musk, true?
And not just suing, because it was in France, because it was in Europe, it is criminal charges. Charges against J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk.
Like, international?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Especially because...
Awesome.
Also, because, I'm not gonna lie, it's a cyber thing, too. So, technically, it's, like, world jurisdiction, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is she suing just those two people individually, or she's
No,
suing,
they're just
like,
two famous people who are named in the lawsuit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because I did see something about it, but I didn't read into it too much.
Girl, hope you take 51% of Harry Potter, and I hope you take Twitter, and I hope you take Tesla. Fuck those bitches.
Please.
And
I hope so. I feel like judges are not going to be so kind, but... Or juries.
And I don't know how much you guys are up on the Jordan Childs situation.
I was about to say, isn't there other drama about that one person who got, like, her, like, goal?
Okay, actually,
So
I didn't know that they submitted an appeal.
Wrong.
Like, I didn't know that she was originally... She was, what, 4th place?
She was originally 5th.
And then they submitted an appeal.
You have a time of inquiry. So her coach went and submitted an inquiry. She's like, there's a move that you classed as a class D move. When it's a class C move, it should be scored higher. She landed it. Look at it again. And they looked at it again. They said, you're right, she landed it. They gave her an extra 10th. It made her the bronze medalist. And now Romania is saying that she submitted that inquiry 4 seconds late. The U.S. has video evidence that she submitted. You have to do it within a minute. The U.S. has video evidence.
Of paper and run it up to someone, or how does that work?
No, you just have to say to the judge.
You just have to go to the judge.
I am submitting an inquiry.
Yeah.
And she did it at 47 seconds, and she did it at 55 seconds. And Romania is claiming she did it at 1 minute and 4 seconds. There was no official video, and there was no official timekeeping. So how the fuck do you know it was 4 seconds late? And one of the judges that decided Jordan Childs would get stripped of her medal is a person who defends Romanian gymnastics in other courts.
I see.
So, recuse yourself from this fucking situation, bitch.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, the IOC said that Jordan had to give that medal back. Girl, I threw it in the Seine. I don't know where it is. You're never seeing that fucking medal again.
I melted it down. I made a sword out of it.
Flava Flav made her a bronze clock.
No, fully. Like,
he made her a bronze clock. So, that's what's been going on with me. Literally, the Olympics.
I think that's beautiful.
No, that's amazing.
What happened to me? Well, first of all, it was my birthday a couple days ago.
Happy birthday, Lena.
I'm 22.
Happy birthday, Lena.
I'm 22. And me and Evan hung out in real life.
Lena came to my house.
Which was crazy boots. I came there for like, what was it, like 4 days?
Yeah.
Or something.
Days? Yeah.
Something like that. And
3.5, who knows?
like we've
you have to put that picture on the Instagram.
Yeah, we will. Well, so for like context for everybody, we've never met in person before, but we've been friends for like damn near 10 years, maybe even more than 10 years.
Yeah,
maybe actually more than 10 years. Almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years, because if we didn't know each other at Playlist, which would have been 2014, we would have had to like connect like right after
a little bit after.
When, like,
it was right after. It was right after, yeah.
So basically 10 years of friendship that we have never met in person, because like you're all the way up and I'm all the way down.
I'm in the Midwest and you're in the DMV, Coast, so it was like, yeah, so it was like, oh, I just never, whatever. But then I was like, oh, I have a layover through Baltimore. What if I just like made it a trip and hung out with you for a couple days? So that's what I did. And nice. It was awesome. We ate food and we drank a lot of alcohol and we went to the aquarium and
we watched a lot of 911.
We watched a lot of 911.
Oh, what a lovely transition.
No, I'm like, so.
Awesome. Oh, and then.
So where we are, let's timestamp where we are. It is August 13th. I don't know when I'm going to be able to edit and get this episode up. Right now, it's August 13th. And Eddie still has that fuck-ass mustache.
Okay.
Dude,
and I'm mad about it.
He's literally trying to look like me. The moment that mustache photo was posted, I had a panic attack, and I texted Lena, and I was like, I literally feel like I'm having
body
syndrome.
Dysmorphia.
I had the mustache first.
Instagram,
I was going to say you're rocking the look.
The Instagram warfare that is going on right now. I sent someone a really long DM the other night about this, like a new fan, and they were like, what's been going on? And so I sent a very, very long DM. Let me see if I can pull it up, because I was being...
Right now?
The RPF allegations are RPFing, and I think we're going to get into it. Because, guys, I have never seen such clownery and fuck-assery on social media, genuinely. Like, from the actors. Like, I have never seen people feed rumors so hard.
I have also never seen Oliver in this good of a mood.
Exactly.
Oliver is in
which is a crazy which is a crazy thing in and of itself. The fact that we have a celebrity that cannot fucking poker face on even on social media is like wild. Like, I don't like, if you're not like a TV head, people who don't get into TV like this and don't get into the behind the scenes don't get it, but people who do are legit like, this is what, like, this is bonkers.
Like, Oliver, for context, Oliver Stark in past seasons, he would be on Twitter, and if you said some fuck shit to him, he would snap back at you.
Which is so childish.
He would snap back at you.
Which is so childish, bro.
And when his character was with the character Taylor, he could not hide how much he fucking hated that
My
relationship.
favorite thing is that like, one Instagram post of him with, like, the sad face emoji over
exactly.
his face.
He's such a fucking teenage girl about it. It's like, okay.
And the Buck Tommy of it all, every time there's been like a significant episode that aired, he instead posted something about Buddy on his Instagram, and he was in such a foul, like, offline, such a fucking bad mood for all of season 7, and now he's giddy, kicking his feet, he's in such a good mood, and like, there has been not one sign of that man anywhere near set.
Oh my god, guys, this explanation thing that I wrote is really, really long. Like, really, really long, but really funny if you want to hear it. Well, okay, so I talk about everything from, like, the start of season 7 production to, like, now. Like, I was like, this is crazy. Okay, but no, wait, when do I go, so here's when war starts?
Well, I just can't stop thinking about that video of that Kenny made when they were filming the medal ceremony, and like Kenny's doing some fuck shit over here, and Oliver and Ryan are giggling, doing some fuck shit, and
girl, keep it in your pants.
Sitting, and that man is just sitting in between them, being ignored,
deadpanned.
Okay, I said war begins with Oliver promoting 704, 705 and not sharing a single post about Buck Tommy, instead opting to repost a few Buddy stills and dedicating a grid post to how much of a privilege it is to play Buck. He later archives this post, and then I said he tends to do this on Instagram a lot, but in conjunction with his other behavior and how excited he seemed about the storyline, deleting the post a few weeks later feels pointed. In interviews, he also does not talk about Buck getting with Tommy. He keeps the conversation focused on Buck's journey of self-discovery, even if he does giggle a bit when interviewers ask him about Eddie. I talk about the cameos, and then I said Oliver is mad as fuck, low-key, because he spent so long saying how much he didn't want to give fans false hope about anything, and retaliates by going full shipper, and continues oversharing Buddy stills Even as 706 and 707 air, at one point he drops a like on an explicitly romantic piece of buddy art on Instagram.
Scar-crossed lovers.
And he listens to Fall Out Boy. Well, yes! He does also like 1 or 2 pieces of Buck Tommy fan art directly after the episode airs, but he has not interacted with a single piece of Buck Tommy fan media since.
The what now content?
And he's actively like
that was my next message. All the what now content.
Yeah. And and recently he's been like we suspect he has muted the word Tommy in his comment section because it does not appear.
You're joking.
And and there's some Buck Tommies who say that he has blocked them.
That's awesome. Dude.
Yeah. So
and then we also need to talk about. Oh no! You gotta finish.
Okay,
your story,
so then I say Oliver and LF Jr. are forced to do an interview together on a morning show. Oliver looks miserable the entire time.
That one screenshot I have of him when he's just like.
Yeah, then I said, well, then I'm like blah 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 through the rest of the season. Oliver archives all of his posts and doesn't post on Instagram stories much except about the crew member's death or opting to share buddy stills even in episodes where BT have a scene together. Because he's crazy. And then I get into RPF. Because I'm like, it's relevant. It's always relevant. He's not the type to fake about this stuff, about anything, because he's a crazy person.
Like, the RPF of it all, let's disclaimer at the top, we are not speculating about anybody in the real world's real life sexuality. But these boys
RPF is so funny. RPF is hilarious.
They're the new cockles.
RPF is awesome. Like, if I was a celebrity, I would want people to make RPF about me. I would be like, that's so funny. Like,
this is awesome.
If they want us to stop comparing them to cockles, stop looking at each other like that. Like, what are you doing?
I said the mustache, and then I said RG reposting that Instagram reel that shat on Tommy. Was so funny.
And implied Buck and Eddie, too. Like,
yes,
not once, but twice.
Like, I called Buckley Evan publicist? And Eddie punched me in the face.
And not also, just that, the part at the end where he's like, what's going on with Buckley and Diaz? Where he's like, what's going on with them?
And he was tagged in it on Instagram Reels. That man on TikTok, that video had 30 views and 2 likes when
it had nothing
on
Instagram.
Your comment,
when he first
stitch on right now.
When he first reposted it had like 4 likes.
Yeah,
literally.
On Instagram. When he first posted it to his story when RG did, it had like 4 likes.
Yeah, I found that guy on TikTok because he had the same username on both, and I commented he didn't have his stitches on, and I commented, "Turn your stitches on right now."
Please,
and he did. And now that video of his is pinned on his page. It's got like 100,000 views.
Good. And then did Brian went on like a spree of like watching people's Instagram stories, and then one of like he saw one of like SJ's videos,
the one where SJ talked about Eddie being
like
gay.
Oh yeah, where if you don't make Eddie gay, you've just made him an asshole, which is true. And then I said hilarious moment a few days ago. People talking about RG a bunch, and then Oliver posting a random workout video. Like, chill, girl. You don't need attention that bad. And then we talked about gay boys. Who said that? And then who said that?
Oh, I also want to touch on. Remember that video he posted, like when the script says your character fights one-handed, and we all thought it had to do with the JLo movie, but
or with the Rosario Dawson movie.
Yeah,
yes.
Everything he's been posting recently, he's been
hiding his hand
out of frame.
Yeah, but then it's also like, so why would Eddie?
And remember, he said he had to get bulky for this season too. Why?
But also, like, wouldn't he not be allowed on shift if he's wearing like a cast on his hand or something like that?
Maybe he can ride the desk or like watch
the man
the front
behind or whatever.
Yeah. But he was like in his turnout gear, fucking with his hand behind his back.
Right. So I don't know what's up, but my question was like, okay, well, if he hurts his hand one way or another, like whether it's like he's fighting again or he punches Gerard or whatever people are saying, my question is like, so what was the sparring for? Like when he was
that was him.
Script says you can. No. It was like script says you can only spar with one hand. So I'm like, why are you still fighting? Maybe he joined like a boxing gym or something.
Or maybe he and Buck are doing Taekwondo together.
Muay Thai.
Maybe.
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai. Yeah.
I don't think they were doing Muay Thai. Muay Thai's like more like, I think Muay Thai's more like jujitsu in that you like have like holds and stuff. He was like boxing. He was like sparring.
I also mostly because the advertising ever since the episode titles have been released pretty much confirms it, fully believe Sam's Wizard of Oz theory. I thought my sliding doors theory held water, but right now it's totally Wizard of Oz.
And then someone made like a weird speculation how Kenny all of a sudden posted the colored version of his video after all the other ones were in black and white. And I
saw that.
I was like, guys,
and the Wicked Witch of the West is Gerard.
They crush him. He gets crushed.
By a ladder truck.
I genuinely think No Place Like Home is going to end in Mara coming home, in Chris coming home, in Athena and Bobby getting a new house, and with Bobby coming back to the firehouse. I think it's going to be a fourfold No Place Like Home.
I am unsure about Chris because I do feel like I want him to come home, but I also am like narratively he needs to stay gone for a while so Eddie can be like, I'm figuring it out. But also, Eddie,
at least a couple episodes.
But also, Eddie is definitely like an active suicide risk with Chris gone. So it's like, I don't know what to do with him, actually. Tim Minear, you have written yourself into a little corner. And you're going to have to fight your way out of it, for sure.
I'm rewatching the series, obviously, because the new season's going to come out at the end of September. And I just got to the first Eddie scene. I posted it on my Instagram. From the first moment, like the gym scene, that's a gay man. They wrote a gay man.
Oh, yeah.
They wrote a gay and you know, in the new Deadpool movie, everybody's like, that car fight scene is a sex scene. The bomb removal scene in Eddie's first episode, that's a sex scene.
Like, it's just that there's a sex scene. There's no real explanation behind those girls aren't my type, behind, like, most things that he does in general in the first couple seasons. And it makes a lot of sense. Murdoch's Castle, it makes a lot of sense when they were trying to get him out in season 3. They were trying to get him out in season 4. They were trying to get him out in season 5 and season 7. Like, they're literally like, he's clawing at his glass closet. Yeah. Let me out, please.
Let him out, please.
They literally, we don't, so I didn't realize until I started rewatching, Josh isn't in season 1. Josh comes in season 2. We get Eddie and Josh in season 2. It was time for the gays.
They were like, we're rounding it out. For the gays. See, my thing is that I'm like, I love the idea. I'm scared. Guys, I'm scared that they're not going to actually do it. I'm scared that they're not going to go through with it because I'm like, they already have Hen and Karen, lesbians, and then they just had Buck come out.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like the network is going to be like, that's too many gay people. Like, you can't have ABC. Another one.
No, but not ABC. Fox, not ABC.
ABC
crazy home of Grey's Anatomy and Station 19. Yeah, there's gay people all over that shit.
Okay.
Grey's Anatomy had the longest running openly bisexual character on television with Callie Torres.
And even if they wanted to like round it out and like add another straight person, if they really wanted to do that, Ravi, my friend Ravi,
baby. Ravi, where are you, Ravi?
My friend Ravi, like it would be so easy.
I made this tweet today. I DM'd and I was like, "Hey, you can let me know if you're in season."
Hey, are you back? Okay. Let me know.
Hey, are you gonna be back?
You can tell me. I won't tell anyone.
Oh my god! Remember that desperate Buck Tommy person making the fake like casting contract announcement?
Sorry, I will not government name this person, but yes, I do.
Yeah,
that was crazy. But now it seems like they're starting to be like, okay, we're prepping for the worst. Like,
I don't know if you.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Sorry, you good?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. You go ahead.
No, Evan, go.
I forgot already.
Okay. I don't know if you saw during my COVID-induced haze when I was just like in my room with nothing to do but be angry, and I saw somebody compare Tommy to Brian Kinney and Mickey Milkovich.
Oh, yes.
I lost my fucking mind.
That's crazy.
My god.
Don't you dare come for Amanda's boys.
I legitimately, I was never going to do a skip to the gay parts about Queer as Folk because that is the content of the whole show, but clearly the children need to be educated because what the fuck do you mean you're comparing Tommy Kennard to Mickey Milkovich and Brian fucking Kinney? You've got to be out of your goddamn mind.
Well, it's like, first of all, let's talk about screen time.
Yeah.
First of all, let's talk about screen time.
I sent this in our group chat.
Know your elders.
I went on a spiral just because I was like, I need to understand who this man is. So when Lou fucking originally joined it, he was only in 3 episodes in season 2, and that spanned over the course of 3 months, I think.
Hen, Chim, and Bobby Begins.
Yes, those are the only 3
But
episodes.
even then, that's only
that's
only like 3 weeks of filming, and like in those episodes, he wasn't even in them that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lou had made 15 separate posts about being on 911 within that time frame of him being on the first episode and being on the last episode until this most recent season.
He's fighting with Oliver for the attention crown.
15 posts! And some of them were just like him in like the turnout gear being like, hey guys.
Like, girl, you showed up, were racist, and walked away. Like, you did nothing in these episodes.
He was like, check out my really cool character on 911's ABC. I mean, ABC's 911.
Like, you were racist and sexist to Hen. You were racist to Chim.
And
you
rude.
were just terrible with Bobby. Bobby literally fired one. Didn't he fire him?
No, he fired. No, Tommy
fired the other one.
Tommy and they ended up liking him. They all went out for drinks that one time, and then he asked Bobby to take his shirt off.
Yeah.
he was like, let me see your scar, Captain. And then Bobby showed them like some big scar he had, and then later Tommy is shown he's transferring, and Hen smashes his face into that cake.
Yeah.
And they're like the 118 or what is it? The
127's loss is our gain.
Yes. They literally hated his ass.
Yeah.
Which is like,
literally
okay, they're
him.
mean like that. But still, like, well, doesn't Bobby say, or like Hen and Chim say, they're like, before you guys got here and like Bobby got here, we were never close like this. Like, we were never hang out outside of work type of family. Like me and Chim were, and like me and Bobby were, but like, yeah, it's like we were never that close. So it's like,
yeah,
I don't know. Someone was on the street where they were filming today, and I'm trying to find that tweet again, but my algorithm just refreshed.
I can't tell if they were like,
church?
like, were they filming at a church or were they parked in front of a church and they were filming across the street? Like,
I think they were parked in front of the church and they were filming across the street, or they were filming in the street, but also my timeline refreshed, so I can't see the tweet anymore, and I don't know who posted it.
911 like
Twitter
it
is crazy.
Probably has it.
No, not yet. It is crazy how much gets spoiled. People love posting behind the scenes. Like
all day.
I send Simon 911 stuff sometimes because when I visited them, we sat and watched the tsunami. Like I literally was like, sit your ass down. We're getting cultured. But every time I send them stuff, they don't really answer. I don't think they care that much, but they're like, I think if it goes canon, they'll be like, okay, this person.
While I was eating just now, I was watching the earthquake episode, which is Eddie's second episode. The first thing that Chris's first line when they're walking into school is, "Dad, do you think dogs know that they're dogs?" I think
I see that fic sometimes. Okay, wait. So I feel like they're just parked outside of the church. It doesn't look like they were like it doesn't look like they were filming with the actors. It looks like maybe they were just doing vehicle shots.
They're doing
but
scene prior before.
But it looks like across the street there's like a hotel.
Oh.
Type thing. So
they're filming, I think, simultaneously 1, 2, and 3 right now. I think they're sort of block shooting.
Which is better than whatever they were doing last season, for sure, I think.
And
although they did have 12 days on in a row. I did see that.
Well, that's sort of typical for a network TV show.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I'm just like, hopefully they're like chilling a little more. Well, now that they have more time.
12 days on should be 12 hours on, 12 hours off, too.
Yeah. Sorry, I was getting my gummy bears out. Yeah.
And I'm in my rewatch. I just got to season 2, so there's like, but I also can't believe the show had the wherewithal, like with everything that was going on with Athena in the first season, to by the end of the first season be like, no, she and Bobby though, and like it's the strongest. It's the strongest pairing.
Wasn't it supposed to be Bobby and Abby?
Yeah,
at one point.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Bobby and Abby.
Because
and then
Peter Krause and Connie Britton were like big names. But like Peter Krause and Angela Bassett equally huge names.
But then I also feel like Connie Britton was probably like, yeah, I don't think I'm probably not going to stick around for more than one season. And they were like, you can be Buck's girlfriend.
Yeah. 911 Lone Star got rid of their dispatcher after the first... No, not their dispatcher. One of their EMTs. It was Liv Tyler. She's only in the first season of
They
Lone
did
Star.
just get rid of their dispatcher, though.
Yeah. Well, because they did not want to pay her the money that she was worth.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah. Anyway.
Should we talk
So
about
this is a shameless recap podcast.
Right, I was like,
yikes.
I don't even know that we've talked since the new season of The Bear dropped. We might have, but...
I haven't even watched it.
I didn't finish it.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, I tried.
I'm sorry.
I got like 4 episodes in.
You put me in the 911 universe and I haven't left.
God, there's such a strong episode. You know, like Abby Elliott, the sister character, she's pregnant.
No, I know about the hospital one. Yeah.
Napkins is such a beautiful fucking episode. And Ayoda Beery directs one that's all about Tina. And there's this beautiful scene with Tina and John Bernthal. Oh my God, it's so good.
I got like a couple episodes in and I was just so, and I get that this is the point and I should feel this way, but I was so sick of the way they were treating Sydney.
Yeah.
I just kept getting so sick of it.
Is you're supposed to be so pissed off at Carmi. Like, you're supposed to be so pissed off at him. He's doing everything
I'm always pissed off at Carmi. I'm like, I'm sick of being, I'm sick of being pissed off at Carmi. But no, I get it. For sure. I'll have to finish it at some point too, but like, it was hard because I would come home from like work or whatever and I would be like, oh my God, time to relax from my anxiety-filled day with a show that gives me anxiety.
Yeah. There's this scene in the season, there's like a blink and you miss it moment where like, I think that Jeremy Allen White is really good at separating his characters out. Like, I don't see Lip in Carmi at all, except for there was this one scene where he was outside and he was smoking a cigarette and there was something about the way that he like took the cigarette down and like turned to deliver his line. It was like, that was Lip Gallagher. That was Lip Gallagher right there. It was crazy.
You put that boy in a Chicago street.
That New York born and raised boy. But it's just Chicago. It's just Chicago in his veins. But now he's got to go learn how to play guitar and sing so he can be Springsteen in a biopic.
He actually got casted in that?
Yeah, he's Springsteen.
That's crazy. He needs to be in that fucking Gene Wilder biopic whenever they write that.
Oh my god! Did you guys see the trailer for the Saturday Night Live movie?
Yeah.
It's so good! Yes. Oh my god, the casting went crazy!
Why is Nicholas Braun playing 2 characters?
Fuck that. I made a tweet.
Wait, but because he's the perfect casting for both of those characters. Like, him as Andy Kaufman makes total sense, and him as Jim Henson makes total sense.
I made a tweet that went a little viral of him playing Jim Henson, and I was like, fuck this stupid world. It should have been Blake Anderson. I was like, he has the whimsy and the joy and the Jim Henson love, like the knowledge of Jim Henson. I was like, okay, he doesn't look much like him. I know. But that's what the makeup's for.
But like Zoe and I, when they had announced the cast and they said that he was playing Jim Henson, and then like that one picture of them shooting outside of 30 Rock got put out, and Zoe looked at that picture and went, that's Andy Kaufman. He is in an Andy Kaufman costume. He's playing Andy Kaufman. So I thought like maybe they announced one and then recast it. He's playing both. But the fucking Riddler from Gotham playing Chevy Chase, I've never seen a more perfect casting in my fucking life.
Rachel Sennett's in it.
Oh yeah, that guy is gonna nail Chevy.
But like in the trailer, there's like the one shot of him picking up the phone on like Weekend Update, and it was like, yeah, that was Chevy Chase. Like
there's one part I saw of him like falling and knocking over a trash can in the hallway. Wasn't that like because I watched that Doug Kenny movie, A Futile and Stupid Gesture with Will Forte. Yeah, and I think they said that Chevy's thing always was that he was super physical comedian. Like, he would just, like, fall over things on purpose. Like, that was, like, his bit was, like, when he was in the party with people, he would, like, leap and fall over a couch or something.
Yeah. And there's, like, the one line in the trailer of them saying, like, it's an ensemble show to him. And he goes, oh, is this an ensemble show? Like, he's a dick at his heart.
Oh, because he's rotten.
Dylan O'Brien as Dan Aykroyd? Dylan O'Brien with the 70s mustache as Dan fucking Aykroyd.
Dylan O'Brien from the other two, when he has that one audition scene. Oh god, that show is so good. He's on a Zoom audition with Carrie, and then he like thinks he's turned off his camera, and he's like, hey dude, I'm gonna go take a shower. Like, let me know when the casting director gets back. And then he's like, and turn off my camera, but he doesn't. And then Carrie watches him in the shower for like 20 minutes.
Oh my god.
Kind of crazy.
But him as Dan Aykroyd, perfect fucking casting. It's awesome. I'm so excited for this movie.
Really good. I know fucking Finn Wolfhard's in it too.
Yeah, he plays a page. Basically, you know Kenneth in 30 Rock? That's who Finn Wolfhard
Hell
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Finn Wolfhard, the new Ezra Miller, maybe.
I am mad that they changed the title. It used to be SNL 1975, and now it's just Saturday Night. And, like, I get it, but... Also, the premise of it is it's 90 minutes before the first episode airs.
And it's live time, right?
Yeah, it's a sprint. It's a 90-minute sprint. Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm kind of into that.
I'm so fucking excited.
I wish they could have called it Live from New York, but I bet they ran into some red tape with the book. Well, people would think it was based off of the oral history book.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway.
Guys.
I keep seeing ads for Shanola's show. Shanola's like cop show or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With
I saw a bunch of ads for it during the Olympics.
With because that's NBC. God, Mark Paul Gosselaar, right?
Yeah.
Is who else is in it? Yeah.
I'll have to give it a shot. I pay for Peacock. I might as well watch it. Support Shanola.
I don't know. They're making season 2 of that Godzilla show, and I know that Durs is in it because he's in Australia filming right now.
Nice.
And I think What We Do in the Shadows final season is coming out soon.
Yeah, I think it's coming out in time to have like a Halloween episode.
I think they're done shooting. They're probably in because I feel like Kyle said that they were done shooting, but he's not on the. Is he back on the podcast? He might not be, but he usually leaves. But he's doing Happy Gilmore 2. Which is crazy. Oh, yeah. Happy Gilmore 2 is happening. And Kyle Newacek is directing it. Ooh. Yeah, he is not back on the This Is Important podcast, which means he's still working on something, but I don't think it's Shadows. I think Shadows is in post-production right now.
Shadows is 100% in post. Yeah.
But that would be
because Harvey posted when it was their last day on set. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But he's a producer and director, so I feel like he might be involved in the post. But he's Adam Sandler posted, or maybe it was his wife, like posted screenshot of the trades saying that Happy Gilmore 2 is happening and Kyle is set to direct.
Damn. Okay, should we start talking about Shameless?
Yeah, probably.
I can't remember when I watched this episode, so this is going to be a journey going through the notes. But guys, we reached season 7. We're in season 7.
We've been talking about this for so long.
This is a season that I have seen 3 episodes of because Mickey is in 3 episodes of this season.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or I've seen 2 episodes and the last scene of this season.
He's in, like, the first episode and, like, 2 episodes at the very end.
I remember seeing that scene on, like, Tumblr or something and hearing that he was back for a few episodes and just jumping in with absolutely no fucking context for anybody else's storyline. I just sat down.
And you're probably like, who the fuck is Ian with on the front porch?
Trevor. Who the hell is that? You're like, why is Ian hanging out with the guy from the Fosters?
Yeah. But guys, we did it. We reached season 7. It only took 4 literal years. But we're here. Hey! Anybody who skipped right past our half an hour of 911 talk, sorry.
Sorry, guys. The RPF is real these days.
The RPF is correct. It's the summer of RPF.
That's RPF summer.
It's RPF summer.
And what's so funny is there is crossover of Ian and Mickey fans and Buck and Eddie fans.
Oh, absolutely, because, welcome back, Ian and Mickey.
Welcome back, Ian and Mickey. Absolutely.
I need to put into my brain from, like, I don't even, or if it was you both, but, like, the fact that, like, Buck's voice sometimes
Buck
sounds
is Ian.
like Ian.
Buck is straight up Ian. I've been saying that. Point, I said that from, like, episode 1. I was like, he literally sounds just like him.
Yeah. Because Cameron trying to do a Chicago accent sounds like a British person trying to do an American accent.
Well, and I don't know what the fuck Oliver was trying to pull in season 1, but
honestly, New York. Though, it was so New York.
Like, it wasn't even that bad, though. It just wasn't Buck. Like, but it was like, it honestly, like, at least his voice, like, pitch sounded kind of normal. Because now when he talks, it's like so high pitched and it's like anime character voice. But like at least he was kind of normal in the first season. Like,
he does have the Dean Winchester sort of growl about him now. He's pitching his voice down a little bit.
Yeah, now he's doing it down on purpose, and it's like, girl, chill. Girl, chill. Constantly. I feel like I just need to be like
a deeper voice.
Yes, but it's like natural. Constantly, I feel like
your
if I ever...
hands are huge.
It's so capable. I feel like if I ever met him in person, which God forbid that ever happens, for my sake, I would literally just be like, girl, chill.
Girl, chill.
Girl, if I can give you one piece of advice, chill out.
Chill.
Just chill.
Anyway, this is shameless. Well, thank you to anybody at all who's still listening to this show. We appreciate you.
Hey guys.
We're in season 7, episode 1, Hireathmp3. I think that's how you say it.
Oh, actually, I forgot to say, this is shameless related. My roommate is watching the show for the first time, and she's on season 7 now. But I was like, she didn't know that I had this podcast, but she was like, yeah, I've been watching Shameless and I know you really like that show. I was like, girl, I have a podcast about that show.
Girl, I'm crazy about this show.
I was like, wait, you're on season 7? Like, we literally have all those episodes before.
Yes, jump in. Hello, welcome.
Right? I don't know if she will, but she could.
Well, if you did, hello, Lena's roommate. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Season 7, episode 1, Hireathmp3. It aired on October 2nd, 2016. October of 2016. How naive, how innocent we all were. Just 1 month before everything went fucking ridiculous. This episode was written by who else? John fucking Wells. John Wells wrote this goddamn episode.
He loves a premiere. And
it was directed by Christopher Chuklak. This is the 8th of 11 episodes he directs. He did 410, Live or I Hardly Know Her. Banger. 501, Milk of the Gods.
Banger.
509, Carl's First Sentencing.
Banger.
512, Love Songs in the Key of Gallagher, Homophobia.
Banger still. In the grand scheme of things.
Sad banger.
601, I Only Miss Her When I'm Breathing.
Banger.
604, Going Once, Going Twice.
Banger.
612, Familia Supra Glorious Omnia.
Banger!
Yeah. This one, Own Your Shit, 705.
Don't remember.
709, Ouroboros.
Banger!
Yeah, and the series finale, 1112, Father Frank, Full of Grace.
Flop.
Flop!
Flop, sorry. Not his fault that it was COVID and they had to film exclusively on sound stages.
Yeah.
But it was...
I will never forgive that
not
green screen.
Well, it's like for a show that spent half of its time filming on location in Chicago, because Chicago is such an important part of the DNA of the show, to then film primarily on, like, or to film exclusively on sound stages, like no outside shooting.
Yeah.
Not that great.
Yeah. I also, speaking of shows that have fucking flubbed endings, I don't know what it is about the world, but like, I've been hearing about the new season of Umbrella Academy, and that it's a hard flop.
Oh yeah, my friend said that she hate watched the last 2 seasons, but she couldn't even bring herself to do it this time. She was like, it's literally that bad.
Apparently, so 2 of the actors, when given the script, like, laughed at the script like it was a joke.
It's
like,
something to do. It's something to do with a love triangle. They were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like,
yeah, involving 5. No.
Yeah, and like
Never
involving
watched the show.
Siblings, right? That's true.
Oh, it's always involving siblings. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, it's like, did Mr. My Chemical Romance approve of this? Apparently, he did. So,
well, he has a producer credit on the show, but he's not in the writer's room.
Oh, and so he probably doesn't get approval.
No.
He gets a paycheck. That's what he gets.
Yeah, that's what he gets.
Oh, yes. And an invite to the premiere. I saw those pictures of him.
Zoe loved seeing him out of his dungeon, still in his green army jacket.
Oh, fully. He was wearing the same outfit he wears fucking everywhere.
But this episode, the season 7 premiere, the synopsis of it is Frank wakes up after a month-long coma to find no one missed him. Debbie takes a criminal approach to making sure Fanny grows up wealthy. Plus, Lip completes rehab and Carl, uncircumcised, looks into surgery. So it's been a month.
I forgot about that storyline. Well, I actually did remember because I did remember because my roommate did watch it recently and I watched an episode or two with her. But that was crazy.
It's actually very fitting because we haven't recorded in about a month. So it's been about a month since season 12 ended. That's the timeline we're doing here. The previously on is done by Frank, who's pissing on a wall. Previously on Shameless, we're doing a season wrap-up. Debbie had a baby. Fiona's fucking pissed about it. Ian started dating boring-ass Caleb.
Whatever.
Svet and V and Kev are a throuple now. Win. Helene and Lip broke up, and Lip lost his RA job, and his TA job, and his life spiraled out of fucking control.
I have something to say. Wait, no, sorry. Finish. Sorry.
Ewans took him to rehab. Carl has a hot new girlfriend, Dominique. Fiona got engaged to Sean, but at the last minute at the wedding, Frank blew it up, telling Fiona that Sean had fallen off the wagon. The family then threw Frank off the bridge. Go.
Caleb is Tommy.
No, 100%.
Caleb is Tommy. 100%. And the fact that, I'm not gonna lie, Ian and Caleb break up two episodes in to season 7. Oh my god. And the way that
he was a plot device.
Right, I'm like, the way that he caused such a fucking stir when they first got together too. Like, people spent this hiatus between season 6 and 7 tweaking about how Caleb was gonna stick around. And it was like, when we first got introduced to Tommy, I started doing the comparison of like, oh, he's Benny. He's Benny to the Dean and Cass of Eddie. That is an insult to Benny. He's not Benny. You're right.
Dare
he's
you
Caleb.
say that?
No, because it's like,
you're right.
Right, well, because Benny fucks, first of all.
Benny fucks.
Second of all, there was no question. Like, I don't even know. It's just like, that's different.
Benny was literally his secret boyfriend that he was taking secret phone calls from. Like,
Benny was a mistress.
Yeah. It's an insult to compare that man to Benny. You're absolutely right. He's Caleb.
He's Caleb, fully and completely. He's Caleb fully and completely. And everybody goes, oh, it's so great that you guys are together. And then he's like, yeah. It's so awesome that we're together. It's definitely different from what I'm used to, but he makes me feel so horrible. It's so awesome the way that he makes me feel so horrible.
This is a Tommy and Caleb hater safe space. We hate them both so much. The title credits. Opening sequence. Frank. Oh, this is the opening sequence. It's the first that you guys love so much.
The one that we love.
Shut the fuck up about.
Well, because this is the artsiest Shameless has ever been.
They ate that.
Yeah.
Whoever decided that was is badass. Like, it's
like,
so cool.
You know how promo for seasons of TV always go artsy and perfume commercially and weird? And this felt like that. This felt like a cool, one of their cool advertisements.
Oh, especially because Shameless always had the best promo photos, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They always, had themes with it.
Yeah.
And they all were connected. Every character was, doing something in relevance. Oh, my God. They knew what they were doing.
And then it got so bad. But then it got good again, because that season 11 wrestling one was fun.
The season 11 wrestling one was awesome!
Was fun.
Because, the season 9 just, stock images of them all just, standing still.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, or there was one that was just them, sitting on a staircase. What was season 10's promo?
It was them against the graffiti wall, because Mickey's in that one. Mickey's in that one.
Oh, yeah, and it's, is it the graffiti across them?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, wait, no. It was
the season 10 one was all of them with the graffiti wall, because Mickey is in that promotion.
No, wait, season 10 was wrestling.
Oh, was season 11 the graffiti wall?
Season 11 was just like, it's not even a graffiti, it's just like a wall. Like, it's just like a, and then they also recreated the one from the first season where they're all lifting Frank.
Yeah.
So that was also.
But, like, this opening sequence did fuck. Like, it was so cool. I made sure to, like, stop and watch it before I did the notes for it, because it was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Frank at the end of last season got thrown over the bridge, and he has now been in a coma. So this is Frank underwater, swimming through water, and Fiona's veil passes him by, and then so does a needle and a bag of heroin, and then the bouquet and a gun just out of reach, and then Fiona appears in her wedding dress, and he waves, and then a baby floats by, attached to Debbie on the umbilical cord, and then Liam floats by smoking a joint, and then...
Which was hilarious, because it's like, when has he ever done that?
And then Carl cocks a shotgun. A young-looking Ian is in his fatigues getting a blowjob.
When he does the salute into a fucking, like, a flip-off, I love that.
Yes, so good. And then this next one with Lip gagged everybody.
Yeah. Lip's sitting on Frank's stool from the alibi, drinking whiskey from the bottle. And then Frank gets a fish blowjob? Like...
Why not? It's a coma dream.
Yeah, you're underwater.
But it was the arts. I wish they had done more risky, cool, different stuff like this. Like, this was
like point of view
cool
stuff. They never do point of view stuff. They never did flashbacks. They never
the deleted scene from season 4
with Ian's dream,
Ian imagining the whole family.
Yes.
Like,
stop.
Yeah.
That shit was so cool.
Well, because it's like, I would love to look into the characters' brains and see what they're thinking in there. Like, instead of just having them say it out loud, it's like, why not be a little artsy with it?
Yeah, like, take a risk, babe. Like, this shit was so cool. I'm glad that this did not end up getting deleted, because it was something so different and so out of the box for this show.
The needle drop was crazy, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He thinks he's getting a blowjob from a fish. In reality, he wakes up, he's getting a sponge bath from a nurse who's in the hospital. She thinks he's asleep because he's been asleep for a month. And then she notices he's awake because while she's washing his undercarriage, he gets hard. And she looks up and she, like, screams, "John Doe is awake!" And then Debbie tries to leave. So it's been a month since the wedding. And now Debbie is trying to leave Franny at the fire station, but she just leaves her, like, outside on the driveway. And then, like, the second she leaves, their alarm goes off and the garage door opens up and, like, the trucks start to come out and she runs back and picks Franny up so she doesn't get run over.
Because she's like, I can't do this. I'm a bad mother. I can't support you. You're better off without me. Run that
baby over. By the door, then.
Well, I also found it hilarious that she came in the middle of the day, because don't most people come, like, when people probably aren't up and about? Yeah.
In, like, the dead of night? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, so the only people there are, like, the firefighters, but, like, they're not going to be, like, looking out the door, like, where are the moms dropping off their babies, you know?
So yeah, she panics, she picks Franny back up. She doesn't give Franny up at the fire station. At home, in the bathroom, Fiona is having a moment, and she has a fun blue streak now to show that she's changed.
Warrior.
That tattoo is so terrible.
They do consistently keep it on her until the end of the show, though.
It's such a white woman live, laugh, love tattoo.
That's literally Fiona. Like, that's literally her. She's corny as fuck.
She's got a blue streak in her hair. She's going through something. Would have been the perfect time for a little bit of a bisexual awakening, but, you know, who am I to say?
Whatever.
Fiona compulsively cleans Debbie's room because she's done that all her life and straightens up her bed. And then she rethinks herself because fuck this girl for having the baby I told her not to have. And she puts the dirty diapers back where she found them. She messes the bed up again. She's like, hey,
I did laugh at that. Fuck you, Debbie.
Downstairs to the sweet baby angel Liam, who is eating his breakfast. And then Fiona calls up to Carl and Dominique to close the door behind them. And they will, once they're done fucking before school. They're just gonna get a quick fuck in before school.
Rabbits.
Ugh.
They're teenagers. Ugh.
And
people. So far,
but not even but closing the door.
Yeah. So far, I like Dominique. So far, I'm a fan of Dominique.
Okay.
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 Cool.
From what I've seen of this woman,
okay.
I didn't say anything.
She's you know she's in 911, right?
Yeah. So is Caleb.
Is she one of the bitchy girls that makes May's life hell?
No, she's
one of the calls. They're like hiking in the Hollywood Hills. Yeah,
right.
Like comes
and she's got like a love triangle thing going on. Like there's two guys with her.
The challengers.
She's like, no, one's her boyfriend, but she's been cheating on her boyfriend with the other guy.
Yeah,
no, she wasn't cheating. He says, I love you. Then she's like, I love you back. And her boyfriend's like, the fuck?
The fuck?
Damn. Okay.
And then Caleb is Athena's, in Athena's,
fiance.
like, flashback episode. Yeah, the fiance that got murdered.
So, Frank at the hospital getting examined by doctors. The doctor is played by Jason Antoon, who people would recognize from Claws, NCIS Hawaii, apparently, iZombie, Fresh Off the Boat, New Girl. Like, he's a character actor that shows up in 1 or 2 episodes of, like, everything. He's also done his fair share of rom-coms, like Music and Lyrics and 2 Weeks Notice. I recognize him the most from Music and Lyrics.
He was in Minority Report. He was in Celeste and Jesse Forever.
Like, he's a face that you recognize. He's very character actor.
I'm trying to see what I would recognize him from. Yeah, New Girl.
Literally Music and Lyrics. Frank, like we said, has been in this coma for a month. The cold of the river saved his, like, brain function. And he's been a John Doe for a month because nobody's come looking for him. Nobody has come to find him.
Well, fuck him. They were trying to kill him. So
yeah. Meanwhile, Ian is at boring-ass Caleb's apartment while they both get ready for work. It's just another thing he shares with Tommy is, like, besides being insufferable and acting like you don't actually like the person that you're dating, he doesn't have a personality.
No, exactly. He is literally a cardboard cutout for Ian to talk to and make his character motivations
they
known.
both have a
because this show doesn't do dream sequences or anything like that it's like Ian has to sit and tell another character, I feel like this because of this. And so it's like yeah
at least he hasn't made a stupid daddy issues joke yet.
I sure hope so.
He does say some really nasty stuff to Ian though.
Oh yeah. No, I know he's terrible.
But also Ian has one of the funniest lines of all time and one of the most evil, nasty gay lines of all time. When did you become such a bisexual?
Caleb says he cannot meet with Ian tomorrow night for dinner because he's meeting an old high school friend, Denise. Not Dennis. He says, like, when Ian gives him a look, he's like, she's married with a kid. But the vibe of how you're saying this...
Okay, so
you're being cagey.
The fact that he says that, he's like, not Dennis, like, don't worry. But then later, he's like, Ian, how could you judge me for being bisexual? How could you not know? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, you're the one who, like, basically de facto told him you were gay.
You had all the opportunity.
And that he wouldn't need to worry. So. And that he wouldn't need to worry or anything because Denise was a woman.
Or, like, an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. First, the not telling Ian that you had HIV, and now this being weird and cagey about your friend from high school. What are we doing? Debbie, meanwhile, is in the park with Franny and is trying to make other mom friends, but the other mom friends are like, how you're a literal child, and she gets blown off. And then she gets blown off by a snobby rich lady, and then the rich lady walks away, and Debbie's like, I'm stealing your stroller.
A nice fucking
She
stroller.
just takes the...
Fully.
Yeah.
Oh, she does some fun stuff with it.
That's the plot of, yeah. At Patsy's, Sean is gone now, and Fiona is holding the fort down, even jumping on the line when they're down and swamped, like, in the kitchen.
So she's, like, basically, like, GM at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because she was second in command and then Sean disappeared, so she's de facto manager.
Yeah. She's talking to the meat delivery guy when there's a slam from the kitchen and one of her dishwashers had cut his hand on a glass while he was doing dishes. The other dishwasher is Paco from The Alibi. I don't know if in Patsy's they ever acknowledge that that's Paco from the alibi.
They don't, but I don't think they don't retcon it. They're not like, this isn't... They just never give him a name. And Fiona's never like, hey, you work at the alibi, right? Like, no.
Like, he worked with Kev for an entire season. For all of season 4.
I guess he just got a new job. Like, they just don't mention it, yeah.
Over at school, Carl complains to Dom that she never goes down on him. And she says that she doesn't go down on him because he's uncircumcised and it freaks her out.
Weak.
Loser.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Loser
I was going to ask, do you have thoughts, feelings?
Weak. Lame.
Immature.
Stupid.
Grow up.
Immature.
Okay. She's like 15.
You asked for our opinion. I don't know what the fuck you want.
Okay, well, if you're grown enough to be having sex,
very true.
You are grown enough. You are grown enough to be not weird about
sex is gross no matter what it is.
Yeah,
that's true.
At the ball house, they're having a throuple. Their throuple multi-parent routine down pat. They've got a fridge. It's got a schedule. They've got magnets. They know who's going where and who's got what kid. They are set. They're running like a fucking machine. And Svet and V even, like, Kev goes upstairs to take a shower, and then Svet and V play rock, paper, scissors to see who, like, has to go hop in the shower with Kev.
Can I say something so funny? There's been a lot of people on my Twitter lately that are, like, Buck, Eddie, Shannon truthers. Like, all three. Not as, like, a throuple, but more as, like, Eddie loves both.
Yeah.
And I think that's so funny. I'm like, this is Buck, Eddie, Shannon.
The funny thing about if Shannon had gotten to live, like, she was divorcing that man. She wasn't going to stay with that man. She would have been the first person to put her hand on his shoulder and go, like, you know you're gay, right? Like, you like this guy. You know this, right? Like, you trust him with our son implicitly, and I understand. So
in the way that you never trusted me.
Yeah. Like, did you know you've built a family with him?
That's why they had to kill her. That's why they had to kill her.
She had too much power.
She knew too much. They had to kill her. See, that was the thing, is, like, they only met once when she, like, shows up to the firehouse or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, they would have been, I feel like they would have been such fast friends.
They would have been fucking besties because he loves Chris, she loves Chris, he loves Eddie, she loves Eddie.
Hell yeah, they both love being mean to Eddie.
Yeah.
It would have been beautiful.
It would have been so his nightmare. It would have been hilarious.
It would have been amazing. Imagine the world that
I
we
read this fic that was like, I think it was like, I don't know what timestamp it was or whatever. It was basically like Shannon was watching Chris, and then Buck was going over to Eddie's house, but Eddie wasn't. Oh, it was the Dispatcher fic you sent me, Lena. When Buck comes to the house and Shannon and Chris are doing a puddle, and he's like, "Come join us." And then like Eddie comes home and he's like, "Yeah, Mom and Buck are me doing a puzzle," and I was like,
I love when people do social media AUs on Twitter and they have Shannon alive and she just bullies Eddie over Twitter. I love it. She's like nerd, loser, nerd, bitch, bitch, and Eddie's like, I'm gonna block you. And she's like, no, you won't.
Anyway, joining Lip. Lip is leaving rehab and Ewans is picking him up with cardboard still on his car from where Lip had smashed in his car a month ago. Lip does genuinely seem to be in a better place right now than he was when we saw him in season 6. And, but you know who isn't in a good place is Frank. He's getting all of the tubes ripped out of him that you have in you when you're in a coma for a month. And he's including the one in the catheter that they just pulled out of him. And he's being told he owes the hospital $150,000 for his month long. Honestly, for a month, that feels like only $150,000. Like... And he tries to get up and walk out. He's like, hey, fuck you, I'm not paying this. But once again, he's been laying in a bed for a month. So his legs give out. His muscles in his legs have atrophied.
What the fuck did he think was going to happen?
And he can't stand up.
Well, he probably didn't think about it.
No. Debbie, meanwhile, is bringing that stolen stroller home. And she looks it up and finds out that along with all the cool toys, Oh, there's a bunch of cool toys in it, and she has the mom's wallet, which is full of credit cards. One of those, like, comically, like, the line of plastic.
Wallets, yes.
Yeah. Carl goes to the boys' bathroom at school, which does not look the way any boys' bathroom has ever looked in the history of ever. It's like all of the boys are in there at the same
and it's like
time.
trough
Like-
style, like, urinals, too.
It would make a lot more sense. It would make so much more sense if he was going to gym class and he was in the locker room or something.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, why not just do that?
This is twice now, like, when Debbie was in the bathroom and, like, there were women changing their babies on the ground and people were, like, rolling joints on the sink. Like, that just, even in an inner city high school, that is not what the bathrooms look like. Like, what the fuck?
It's just so bizarre, this whole show.
But because it's, like, a trough-style urinal, he finds himself looking at the other guy's junk and comparing his uncircumcised dick to their circumcised dicks.
I love when he talks to Lip and Ian later about this.
Yeah.
So funny.
It's a good Gallagher brother moment. I like it.
Yeah, because they're like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, even Ian's weird about it, and it's like, can we chill?
He, like,
Can we
goes
grow
and
up,
checks,
Ian?
like,
You're
Liam,
like 22.
too, because he's like, wait, am I the only one?
No, but even Ian is like, I think it's a little gross. And I'm like, Ian,
Get it together.
you go dick in butthole. Like, let's be serious. Like, because, I saw some gay people talking the other day.
Always
on Twitter, and they were like, it was like, I can't believe gay guys get grossed out when there's, like, shit on the dick after anal or something, like, a little bit. They were like, don't go knocking on Poop's door and then be surprised to find he's home. Like, I was like, no, yeah. Like, that's true.
Oh my god. Ewans brings Lip to Patsy's, and Lip asks about Ewans coming through to get him a job. And Ewans is like, I can find you an internship, and you can find a way to transfer your credits and finish school somewhere else. And Lip's like, cool, an unpaid internship and more school and debt. No. And Lip goes into Patsy's, and things are nice but weird with Fiona. Like, the vibe is weird. And she complains about having to be manager, and we see her white girl warrior tattoo. And Lip asks for a job, and he says going back to college, not for him. And Fiona's like, I mean, I could use another dishwasher. And he is now the third Gallagher brother to have been employed at Patsy's.
And they've all been the
Liam
dishwasher.
next.
Yeah.
That's like, entry level position, because none of them have ever served or anything, I don't think.
I was about to
Except
say,
Ian. In the service.
Served in many different ways.
Served at, like, well, yes.
Ian is on the job as an EMT and says that things are a little weird with Caleb. And the whole, like, dinner with a friend thing. And his EMT partner, the Eddie to his buck, if you will, no, the hen to his chim. The hen to his chim.
I was
That's
like,
who it is.
not even true.
No, the hen to his chim.
No, because when Ian and Mickey do their weed thing.
Yeah.
Buddy AU.
That's, yeah.
Welcome back. Someone needs to write it.
His Henrietta tells him that she had a bad boyfriend who lied about having a wife and kid, and that she's like, you should trust your instincts. If something's off, something's off. And that she tells him that she did end up marrying the guy that had been cheating on his wife with her. At the alibi, V is having trouble, like, she's doing the bills, and Kev is having trouble putting down the babies at the same time. Svet jumps on the books when V looks away, and in 2 seconds she balances the books. And she says she's great with numbers. And Tommy and Kermit just start quizzing her with
like,
math questions.
Obscure
and like
fucking, like, just, like, random math equations.
Yeah. But, like, Kev is there with a calculator with everyone that they're asking her. And she's right every time. She's just consistently great.
She's got math brain.
Right? And titties to match? Amazing. Frank comes rolling into the alibi, like, in a wheelchair, because, once again, his legs don't work.
In the suit from the wedding.
Yeah. And Kev actually shrieks like he's seen a ghost. They pour him a shot and they're like, we thought you were dead. And Frank says, the doc said the cold would have killed a lesser man. Actually, Frank, the doctor specifically said the cold is the thing that saved your life. So...
Well, he's having his Jesus on the cross moment, so he's having his Jesus just resurrected
I love
moment.
this scene, though, because he's in the wheelchair and they're both, like, they're all three, like, standing above him, above the bar, like, the way, like, it, like, flashes back to him when he, like, remembers, like, what they did. It's so good, because they're all looking down, like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, when he walks in, Kev screams, because he's like, I thought we fucking killed this guy. Frank is mad no one came looking for him. He also doesn't remember that they are the ones that threw him over the bridge. And he doesn't remember that he ruined the wedding. But then, you're right, because of where he is, because of where they're standing, he remembers and starts angrily rolling out of the alibi. And Lip comes home. Funny. Lip comes home to a house with only Debbie and Franny home, and he's blown away by how big Franny has gotten in the last month. And then Debbie finds out the stroller that she stole is worth $4,000.
God. Do you think that throwaway line about Franny getting big is about them using, like, an actual baby child actor instead of a doll?
Maybe.
They're like, she's so big. Meanwhile, that baby's, like, fully 6 months old.
And she asks, hey, when are you going back to school? And he says, never. And she's like, you can have Ian's bed. He sleeps at Caleb's most of the time anyway. Boo. Fucking
tomato,
boo.
Tomato,
like,
tomato.
What? She offers, she sees him, like, go into the fridge. And she knows he just got out of rehab. So she's like, should we hide the beer from you so that you're not tempted? And Lip's like, no, it's fine. And, like, this is a very soft and very sweet Lip that we haven't seen in, like, a really, really long time. It's that, like, quiet Lip that, like, I think maybe season 2 was the last time we've seen him like this.
Like, more reserved. He's in, like, the most vulnerable state we've seen him in a while because he's had his guard up for so long.
Well, it's because his default emotion is usually anger.
Yeah.
So...
And he's an open wound. He's, like, out of rehab. He's a fucking walking open wound right now.
Yeah. I mean, he's like, kind of being honest with himself, but, I mean, not fully, not in a way he is... Not in the way he is, like, later in the series, but he's, like, kind of starting...
Yeah.
To be honest with himself.
At work, Ian's Henrietta is once again telling him that Caleb is cheating on him. And Ian's like, he trusts Caleb, but Sue, the coworker, does not trust Caleb. Frank, meanwhile, rolls up to the Gallagher house outside the front porch and yells for anybody who might be home, but nobody answers him. And so he gets out of the chair and crawls up the steps and bangs on the door. And Liam answers the door and just goes back inside and sits down.
He just does not give a fuck.
He doesn't care. He's like, whatever.
And Frank, like, crawls into the house, like, screaming out for anybody at all. But nobody answers. Which means, is Liam home alone?
Wouldn't Liam probably be, like, upstairs at this point or something?
Yeah, but, like, I think he left...
And, like, yeah, if Frank is yelling that much and literally nobody is answering him, even to be like, what the fuck are you doing here? Is Liam home alone?
Well, that's likely. But also, maybe Lip is just like, I don't care. Like, he's like, that sounds like Frank. I decided I don't care.
But he crawls into the house and he helps himself to the beer in the fridge. And then we cut away to Debbie, who's, like, met somebody off of, I guess, Facebook Marketplace or something. And is selling the stroller for $2,500 in cold hard cash. And then we go back to the Gallagher house. Ian, Lip, and Carl stand over Frank, who has drank all of the beer in the fridge and is passed out on the kitchen floor. And the Gallagher boys leave him be. They're like, we don't want to fucking deal with this. And they go to the living room to have a brother chat. Because Carl found out he's the only uncircumcised Gallagher. And Ian's like, it shouldn't be an issue to get head. Just, like, keep your dick clean. Are you cleaning your dick? Like, really? Are you cleaning your dick?
Down his pants like, and then, like, sniffs it and he goes, I'm gonna go shower.
Like, you're 16 years old. Boy. You haven't learned to clean your dick yet?
He's also a teenage boy, so it's like, boy, you need to shower, like, once, maybe twice a day anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. At the alibi, Kev is feeling guilty about throwing Frank into the river and abandoning him for a month. But V's like, hey, fuck that guy. We should have tied an engine block around his neck and made sure he never came back up.
Well, yes.
The babies start crying, and Tommy offers to pay to watch Svet breastfeed. And she's like, yeah, why not? Because she is a businesswoman. She's like, I just want to watch me feed the babies? Yeah, sure. Give me $20.
I don't like that.
Lip. She's a businesswoman.
She also doesn't, savvy. She just doesn't care. She's like,
yeah.
I
was going to whip a titty out anyway.
Right.
Lip walks into the alibi and says he just got out of rehab. And he says, I'm not an alcoholic. I just like to drink. And now he has rules. Only drinking after 7, never on an empty stomach, and give someone his car keys and his phone. No more than 12 ounces a night. And a system for how much he can drink based on the amount of his AA
He's
chips.
like using them like poker chips. Like he's just like, I'll pay up.
Yeah. And it sounds a lot like when Frank got his new liver and did experiments to find out how much he could still drink with his new liver. Like, Lip, baby, normal people who don't have a drinking problem don't have to have rules about their drinking. Yeah. They just drink when they feel like it and then they stop. Like, only alcoholics have this kind of structure, Lip.
Right. And then he has to turn in his chips, right?
Yeah.
It's like that's, okay.
Yeah.
Like, the whole point of AA is that you're, sober.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
At home, Carl kicks Frank, who's still laying on the kitchen floor, and asks, hey, why the fuck wasn't I circumcised? And Frank says the sensations are better that way. Debbie comes home and uses one of the credit cards to buy pizza and baby stuff. And then she goes, oh shit, Frank's alive.
Like, I guess. They know he's a fucking cockroach. So it's like, well, I guess.
He literally asked them, can somebody go get my fucking wheelchair? And they go, no, fuck off, Frank. Debbie has also hired a night nurse.
Credit card fraud.
That one was crazy. Was crazy. Yeah.
Fiona comes home, finds out Frank is upstairs, and goes up and drags him by his fucking feet down the steps and throws him out the front door.
Possibly one of her best moments.
Pretty badass.
It's the most comedy, this show has been. She walks and goes, Frank's here, and then thunk, 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 throws him out the door.
The entire time.
This is in front of the night nurse. She drags her currently disabled looking father out, down the stairs, out the door, turns around and goes, hey, I'm Fiona, to the night nurse. Well,
it's like, we have things we're dealing with right now. Her name?
And she looks horrified. Horrified. Lip walks down the street, gives himself a sober test, the finger to the nose sober test, which he decides that he passes. The next morning. Yeah, right? You know what people who aren't alcoholics don't have to do, Lip? The next morning, Debbie wakes up feeling refreshed because of her night nurse. Franny, though, apparently didn't sleep well. And Fiona's Debbie says, well, seems like your problem, to the night nurse. Fiona wakes up the rest of the house and catches Carl looking at his own. She walks by the bathroom and Carl's just looking down his pants and she's like, you good? And he's like, yeah.
He's pretty bummed.
Frank apparently spent the night in the front yard, right where Fiona threw him, and they all walk past him when they leave in the morning. Caleb comes home the next morning, finally off his shift, and now Ian is acting cagey because he's suspicious of Caleb. And Caleb figures that out, and he's like, we went to high school together. She was my prom date. She was basically my beard in high school. Excuse me, mister, aren't you bisexual? What do you... hello?
Okay, but he has not told Ian. Ian does not know this. In fact, as far as Ian's concerned, Caleb is gay.
And this language is reinforcing that. She was my beard in high school.
Right, and I'm actually pretty sure that when they argue about this, that he's Caleb's Ian's I thought you were gay, and then Caleb's I am gay. And he's like, it's not cheating if it's with a woman, and then Ian's what? Like, and then he's like, he's like, obviously you're not gay then. Obviously you're bisexual. And Caleb's like, boo, like, whatever. But then Ian has some like biphobia, because I think at one point he's like, how could you with a vagina?
Biphobia.
Well, he's like with a vagina, that's disgusting.
And then he goes, he's like, this
literally.
inexperienced vagina fucker is gonna leave.
Yeah.
Is that the next episode if Caleb only lasts
It's either
like 2
that.
episodes?
It's either that or the third one, but I really think it's the next one. They move quick with it, because him and Lip like stalk Caleb around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, if only an off-screen breakup. Crossing my fingers.
Please!
Yeah. He says, oh, my family loved her. And then he invites Ian to join them for dinner. Ballsy. And Ian says no, he should spend the night catching up with Lip, who's just back from rehab. Fiona gets told by, I guess, one of the people from, like, corporate that owns Patsy's that she has to keep managing Patsy's for a few weeks. And she squeezes an extra $1 an hour out of it, because she's like, I don't get tips when I'm being manager. So, like, I'm getting fucked right now. And he's like, another $1 an hour? Go for it. And Debbie bounces into school, brags about her nanny / night nurse to the other teen moms at the school. And, like, girl, you can't think this is going to end well.
No, not at all. Well, because it's like, where'd you get that money?
Is it gonna continue? Like, you're like, it's got, like, you can only steal so much money before you have to, like, get rid of it.
Are you developing? Evidence. Well, it's also like, right, it's also like, are you developing the skills that you need to be a mother then?
No.
Like, no? Interesting.
Carl, meanwhile, is at the doctor getting a consultation about getting circumcised. He finds out it's $1,500, which he does still have in his gang time stash, and that the recovery is about a week. And so he books the surgery.
Really weirdly cheap.
Isn't that so illegal?
Yeah, I guess he, like, forged a note from Frank or something.
Okay, because I'm like, that's so illegal. He's such a minor. As for the cheapness, I guess, well, that probably wouldn't be covered under Medicare. And they don't have
that would be a cosmetic
at
that point. It wouldn't even be, like, a necessity.
Yeah.
Well, it's not really a necessity in the first place.
But, like, still.
Yeah, it would fully be cosmetic, yeah. At the alibi, V gave Svetlana, she's like, hey, you're good with numbers. Take our personal finances. Look at them and see if you can, like, figure out what the fuck we're doing wrong. And Kev says Svet is also the Michael Jordan of sex acts. He's like, it's like she has 3 hands and 6 tongues. That thing she was doing last night. And V says, I know. I think she was texting me at the same time.
So
badass.
I loved that. I loved the two of them going like, she is so good at sex.
Oh, right. Handing Svetlana the keys to their financials.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
Womp,
Svet
womp.
walks over with a stack of the financial statements and goes, we have to have a family meeting. Meanwhile, Debbie steals another rich lady stroller from the park because these ladies are just leaving their strollers unattended in a public park. Like, what the...
like,
what?
And, like, expensive ass fucking ones, too. Like, anyone would snatch that.
With your wallet
seriously.
in them, too?
Like old-style prams.
Then we cut away to Carl. He's digging up his money. It looks like it might not be enough. Like, the way... It's like the last dregs of his gang money. Quick cut of Debbie on the L. She's getting complimented on being such a good mother by an old lady on the train. And then we go over to Frank. He's bitching to a guy who is sniffing glue that he is the bad guy. He's like, how am I the bad guy for blowing up the whole Sean thing?
They're, like, squeezing, like, the glue in the, like, the bag, right? And they're just like...
Yeah.
They're huffing. Yeah.
The guy takes a huff of it, passes out. Frank then steals the guy's glue and huffs some of it himself. And then he breaks into a utility truck down the alley and steals some shit.
It is so funny that he's like, well, they just established his tolerance is just that good. Because he's, like, crazy.
Back at work, Fiona turns down a guy who's hitting on her at the register, and Lip's like, you've never stayed single for long. And she goes, I'm off the men. And he goes, oh, women? And she goes, relationships in general.
Hey. It should have been women.
Hey.
It should have been women.
She didn't say no to the women.
She just said relationships in general.
Yeah.
I think Fiona moved to Florida and has a beautiful wife now.
Love it.
That's how I feel.
Ian comes in and he asks when Lip gets off, and a thing that annoys me about when people write siblings is that Fiona comes out and says, "Hey Ian," and he goes, "Hey big sis." Nobody.
I hate when people do that. I hate when that happens in shows. Little brother, big sister.
I've never called my sister big sis. Never.
My brother will do it to me sometimes. My brother,
like at the most from like across the room, like bro, like that.
I call my sister bro.
Like,
yeah. I call my brother. Well, I call my brothers bro. Sometimes when they're being really, really like, this is like you can just tell that he's like joking completely. My brother will be like, sis, like he'll just be like.
Yeah.
Like, if I do something weird, he'll just be like, whoa, sis. Like, but other than that, it's like, no.
It's like how I know a writer does not have siblings is when shit like that happens in a script.
It's a weird thing. I feel like that happens, like, in every single show.
Yeah.
Hey, sis. It's like, oh, we're establishing that they're siblings.
Yeah, it's a very, like, pilot episode thing to do.
Like, it would just be better if it was like, oh, dad called.
Yeah.
Like, that's way better.
I wrote in my notes here, the only exception that I will take to this is on Scrubs, when JD's brother comes in and it's, hey, little brother. Like, it's just a good...
Oh, they do that in Arrested Development, too, when Buster goes, hey, big brother. Like, because he's Buster.
Yeah.
Well, because he'll say it to everybody. He'll be like, hey, big brother. Or, hey, big sister. He'll say that to Lindsay. Hey, brother-in-law. He'll say that to Tobias.
Fiona lets Lip leave early, and she finds out one of her waitresses is going to be late, and none of the other waitresses are volunteering to stay. Carl must have had just enough money, because now he's under the knife. And like you said, he's 16 years old. He's just getting surgery. Like,
so it's been a week?
No.
Doesn't he schedule... Oh, he schedules the surgery for the same day?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah.
Fast.
I know you said that the recovery was a week, but why did I think that he also was like, oh, we'll do it next week?
No, the recovery's a week. He's like, book me in this afternoon. Let's go.
Oh my god, okay.
Back at the house, Frank uses the shit he stole from that truck to let himself into the house and, like, heft his way in with his chair. He cleans out the fridge and stares Liam, who is once again home alone, down as he yanks his chair and his stolen goods up the steps to the rooms. He goes into Fiona's room, dumps all of her shit out in the hallway, and then barricades himself in her room, nailing it shut.
Oh, I remember
It's
this.
the way it escalates is so funny, though.
At the balls, Kev still thinks the family meeting is a sexual thing. Svet makes him sit down and lets him know that they need to make more money now, and he says a bunch of confusing financial stuff, and Kev raises his hand. He's like, are we seriously not going to have sex? Because,
no,
like,
you
I
missed the best part. He
Viagra.
came down in, like, one of those little things that's, like...
The elephant thing?
Yeah, like a thing that's, like, only covers your shaft.
And he's like, I took a Viagra. I thought this was a sex thing. But Svet's like, no, you're in trouble. Like, you're in money trouble.
Like,
Meanwhile, Lip and Ian are following Caleb and his friend Denise because this is normal, healthy relationship behavior. And it's a good thing they are following Caleb and Denise because Caleb meets her off of the train and fully starts making out with her on the street in broad fucking daylight.
Bro, they're literally, like, fucking up against the wall. Like, it's not just, like, they're kissing.
Yeah.
Like, they, like, fucking, like, hikes her skirt up. Like, all up in her grill.
Yeah,
And-
like, they're about to fuck.
Lip says at least he's not cheating with a guy. And Ian says, please tell me she has a dick. Let's break that down. Like,
I did.
Well, I was like, so first of all, are we not just down with, like, being fluid in this household? Are we not just down with being queer? Like, I guess not.
It's weird because
Also,
the way
like,
they set this up and then what happens literally in, like, what, like 5-6 episodes?
I think that's on purpose, though. I think it's like, oh, let's have Ian be, like, closed-minded about... Well, I think that was on purpose. I think it was like, let's have Ian be close-minded and end his relationship over it. But like, okay, he was getting cheated on straight up.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, karmic retribution. Ian falls for like a trans guy and learns to like open his mind about shit.
Yeah. The show being both transphobic.
Like, I guess, like, that is definitely character development, but it's
the show
like,
being both transphobic and biphobic with that one line. Please tell me she has a dick. Like, what? In what context?
But then they do Trevor, and it's like Trevor comes with his own host of problems.
Yeah, unfortunately, they picked the worst trans man. They picked the worst guy ever.
This might be dramatic. Don't come for me. No one come for me. They picked the Caitlyn Jenner of trans men.
Oh! Oh! Damn!
Actually, no, that's a lie. Because the real person who owns that title is that
Calvin
one
Guerra.
guy. Like, yeah! Yes! The one who, or fucking, it's like Calvin Guerra, Blair White. It's like, they're like, we're up there. Or is there one named like Kai?
Isn't that the guy to transition to being Korean or something? Isn't that who that is?
No, there was I'm thinking of Calvin Guerra for sure, but why do I feel like there was another one that was like a trans guy that was super transphobic?
It was like Storm Ryan, but like now he's like cool and like now he's like not mean. Stormy Ryan.
Ooh,
yeah.
reverse Low Anthony.
The actor who plays Caleb kept coming up on my For You page. I had to block him.
He was
like,
on 911 too. He was in a call
get the fuck
for
away
something.
from me.
I forget what happened.
Well, no. He wasn't.
Athena's, I would have fucking remembered that.
The actor. No, the actor for Caleb. He was Athena's fiance.
No, Trevor.
No, I meant Caleb, not Trevor.
Oh yeah, no, Trevor.
Caleb was in Workaholics, but Trevor.
Trevor doesn't act, or
no, he wasn't in.
Literally, the Fosters. This, and then he disappeared.
What's his Elliot
something?
God, what is his last name? Whatever.
Starts with an F.
Trevor Shameless.
Anyway, so that is the
Trevor.
line
No
we end
last
on. It's
name.
weird.
Trevor doesn't even get a last name. He's Ian's boyfriend for a season, and he doesn't even give a last name. I love that. He was never gonna last.
Sounds
Elliot
like
Fletcher.
some Timu motherfucker I know. Damn.
The fact that they can't even decide what Tommy's last name is, first of all.
I know, they got it wrong on the plaque.
Well, it's in the first episode when he appears on his name tag, it's Kincaid. And then it becomes Kennard.
Yeah, Kennard.
And then they use the Kennard jacket, like, as an extras jacket a couple times. But no one...
In the season 6 finale, Bobby says, Kennard, go over there.
But then they're like, oh my god, Tommy, we haven't seen you in forever. I thought you were with Harvard, blah, 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 blah. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, in the season 6 finale, while the 127 is responding to this call, there's a line that Bobby says somebody with the last name Kennard, like, go over there.
Elliot Fletcher is the son of 2 voice actors. Like, kind of well-known voice actors.
Makes sense.
Like, his dad voiced characters on Naruto.
Damn.
Okay.
So we've cut to credits. The credit song is Speechless by Mawr, M-A-W-R. And there's an after credit scene. Fiona comes home from work and discovers what Frank has done. And also, Carl is walking weird. And she goes, you okay? And he goes, I can't get an erection for 4 days. And then Dom will give me a blowjob.
So bad.
So Fiona has missed several things.
Horrible.
And the episode's over.
Yay!
Sorry, we recorded for so long, my computer was about to die, so I had to move.
Yeah. Welcome to season 7. Amanda, what do you think?
Well, you guys were so right about the opening sequence. You were so right. I'm excited for Caleb to go away. I'm done with him now. I'm over it. I am excited to watch Lips slide into disaster. Like, Lips inevitable slide into disaster, because Jeremy Allen White's gonna eat that shit up. Like, I'm gonna enjoy the fuck out of that. Time. Yeah. Fiona, I can see her, like, spiraling, but also starting to get, like, the earth under her feet.
She's
but
definitely,
also, like she's
up and
gonna
down
fuck it
this
up.
season. Like, it's like she is the definition of like, we're so back, we're so over, we're so back.
But it's like every time she's like so over, so back, it feels like it's not the end of the world. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of like, oh, things aren't going that great for her right now, or things are going really great for her, but like
her and Ian have some fun beef.
I thought that was like season 8.
Is it? Is it that far?
I know it's when he's with Trevor and they have beef.
The homeless
I know
shelter?
that.
Yeah, that's this season, isn't it?
Why did I think it was season 8? Because I thought it
Jesus is
but I thought
season
it leads into the gay Jesus
wait,
stuff.
no, you're so right. I'm getting ahead of the game. I'm getting ahead of it.
Yeah, no, it's when he is going full gay Jesus.
It's after
him
and Trevor break up and he goes back to Trevor.
I do think they have some beef because the reason Ian starts getting involved with like at-risk gay kids is because of Trevor, because that's Trevor's job.
Yeah. I know that like in the episodes that I've seen
the church,
it's
she
tells him to like leave Mickey alone. She tells him that Mickey will burn his life to the ground or something. So like they have like a sibling bonding moment in that, like her trying to give him advice.
So what it is
we're fighting over the building.
So Ian's already like off his meds tweaking, and also, or maybe not off his meds, he just like but because manic episode, probably because of everything that happened with Mickey, fucks up his equilibrium.
Well, and
Monica dies. So he's just having a really bad go at it.
Oh my god, Monica comes back this season, right? Do we get like multiple episodes of Monica before she dies?
Nice. It's her and Mickey come back around the same time. Yeah.
Ooh.
So he's like already manic, but Fiona's not really picking up on it. But they're fighting because like he wants to like. She bought this church that she wants to renovate and like turn into apartments or something.
She's trying to purchase it, and they're fighting on who can get the rights.
Because there's squatters.
Yeah.
The gay kids are like squatting in there, and Ian's like, no, like we want this to be like a shelter for at-risk like gay teens or whatever. And then she's like, I just don't think that's a good idea, whatever. But the only reason he's doing it is because he wants Trevor back, and the only reason he's not with Trevor anymore is because he cheated on him with Mickey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, spiral.
So
yeah, but Fiona's
the countdown is on for my little boy. I think we're 9 episodes out from me seeing my precious baby man again.
Yeah,
my man who never
he's
my man who never in a million years would I ever compare to that Tonka truck motherfucker.
He doesn't actually appear until episode 10, but it's the end of episode 9
gets name
when
dropped.
they say that he's broken out of prison.
Have you been in contact with Mikhailo Mikovich? Mickey?
Right?
Yeah. Mikhailo Alexander Mikovich.
John Wells steals Mickey's full name from fanfiction. Straight up. Now that is a Tim Minear move.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, also Tim bashing on them in that interview he did.
Like, they started posting our private conversations, and that was kind of not cool. And I was like, ate them up.
That was crazy pants. And they're still doing crazy shit. They, like, messaged him about, okay, wait.
Somebody, like, pitched him a spin-off
that's what I was gonna say.
Tommy.
Wait, I feel like we should stop recording, or you should cut this next part out, because it's not appropriate.
Yeah.
Well, should we record an outro?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're gonna keep talking about 911, so we're gonna end this episode. Thank you all for sticking in with us.
I love you so
and
much.
We're not giving up on Shameless.
Guys, we're still here.
We just are going to be talking about other things too.
There are more eventful things happening right now because this show did end about 5.
You guys have to get in on this. If you're not in on this, you have to get you need to be there. This is about to be the media event. Unless I'm wrong and they don't get together, and then I'm gonna look really embarrassing.
No, so fun.
And this season is still going to be airing during the election. Like we're going to have
another November 4th
event.
Let's fucking go.
Okay.
We're so back.
Follow us on all the things. We're so back.
Bye, guys.
But this episode is so over. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.